Hi there, I'm Lauren. I am the crazy, very opinionated writer of the Top, aka Tons of Perspective. Yeah, so I decided instead of always making articles, or sorry, writing articles, not making articles, I would maybe start incorporating other mediums, such as this YouTube videos, blabbing, going on rants. So today I decided to talk about equality. Yes, the good old word equality. Now, everyone has their different definitions of equality, but me, on the other hand, I think I have a kind of a different perspective on it, if you get my feel. See, I would say for me, equality is, providing each individual with enough resources for them to try to at least achieve the same sort of outcome. It doesn't necessarily mean everyone is going to achieve the same sort of outcome, but sometimes people need a little bit extra, if you get my drift. Like, take for example, there's this photo going around about there's three guys, one's really tall, one's medium height, and then one's really short. And they're all given like the same box, or they're all given like one box. So they're all basically given the same resource, the exact same resource, in order to look over the fence to watch a baseball game. But then next to it, so that's like supposed to be equality or whatever, and then next to it there's like this thing like justice, which is not necessarily everyone getting the same amount of resource, which is the same one box. They're instead given, the tall guy is given no box because he can clearly see over the fence without the box. The middle guy is given one box because he can see over, which is one box, and then the last guy, he's given two or three boxes so he can see over the fence. So they can all equally see over the fence. It's just that the guy who's less advantaged gets more boxes in order to achieve the same goal, which is to look over the fence, which I kind of agree with in a sense. Let me give you this for example. Take Batman and Superman. Okay, now both of them are heroes. They're both crime fighters. I'm also using two DC comic characters. So you got Batman and Superman. Now Superman was born with a lot more advantages than Batman. Superman was, well, I mean, he's an alien. He was he was born from an alien colony that was far more advanced than humans. So he kind of had the whole natural powers, natural abilities going for him. It's kind of like he was, in a way, destined to be a superhero because he was brought to Earth with less advances. Oh, it's my little Lando. Sorry, my little kitty. What's he? Lando Calrissian, yes. Star Wars. Okay, yeah. So Batman and Superman. Yeah, Superman, he was born with all those advantages, so he was able to achieve fighting villains and winning with his natural abilities in a sense. But then you have Batman, and Batman was just born rich. So he's not necessarily poor, but he doesn't have the same abilities as Superman. So I guess he's kind of the middle guy in a sense. But so Batman has all this money that allows him to buy all these gadgets. So it's kind of like he needs more resources, he needs more outside resources than his own natural abilities in order to fight crime and get the bad guy, right? So it's kind of like they both have, the same sort of end goal, the same sort of achievement, which is to get the bad guy. It's just that one needs more resources than the other. It's kind of like the same, say, a rich person versus a poor or semi-middle class person. Like me, for example, I wouldn't say we grew up poor, but there was a lot of periods of struggle. So, I mean, it's not like I had the ability to really just go to school and have my parents pay for it. That was not in the cards for me. So, I needed a lot of extra resources, which is like OSAP and student line of credits, working while I'm in school, applying for bursaries and scholarships and stuff like that. So, that's what I needed. I needed extra resources in order to achieve the same goals as someone who says parents can just hand them over a check for their tuition. Be like, here you go to school, have fun. You want to do another degree? Here's some more money for another degree. I didn't have that, so I needed resources. So in that sense, me versus someone who's more well off, that has those resources, we both wanted to achieve the same goal as getting an education and getting a good career and setting our lives up for our own independence, get through to get through life in a sense. And that's kind of like Batman and Superman. Batman just needs a little bit more resources to achieve his goals, which is probably why I really love Batman and he's my favorite superhero. Alright, I'm starting to get an epiphany right now. I'm starting to realize a lot of crap is dark and disturbed like me too. Yeah. Well, now I understand why I like Batman so much. Well, okay. Now I know why I use this analogy. So yes, yeah. So basically, equality isn't always necessarily about everyone getting the same things. Some people are just born with more, which is obviously fine, and they can achieve the same goals with that. It's just that if other people want to achieve those same goals, they should maybe be given a little bit more resources so they have the same access. Sometimes people need the same access. It doesn't mean everyone's going to seek the same sorts of things. I mean, you can't push someone to be ambitious if they don't want to be, right? I mean, you can try and you can have those resources there for them to use, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to, right? And if they're not going to, they're not going to, and that's really their own fault. To me, equality more so is for those people who actually do want to make something for themselves, but they just need those extra resources to get there. And even if it is just, providing food and clothing and a roof over their heads for their kids, and maybe they don't have the ability to work, so they work like welfare. So sorry, that's their resource. I mean, yeah. And just because, sorry, just because there's, all these supposed jobs out there, there's still not as many jobs out there as there is people. I'm sorry.